Hey everybody, it's me, Jeanette. I thought I'd go live because I've tried recording this a few times and it just doesn't keep working for me. So I'm just going to go live and put it all out there. This is my premiere video for my channel. I want to thank some of you who've already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Some of you may have found me through the recent video I did with Dr. Robert Morse. So you know a little bit about who I am, but I thought for the purpose of this video, I'd go over some of that, who I am, what I'm doing here, and what my goals are for this channel, because they're quite unique. But anyways, yes, I'm Jeanette Huber. I'm a traditional naturopath and a Usui Reiki master teacher. I'm also a single mom of two boys. They're 9 and 11 years old. I have a holistic practice in Virginia where I do holistic health consultations that focus on detoxification. And I also work remotely with people all over the world. So it's a pretty exciting profession that I've found myself in now. But yeah, so what got me here? My own healing journey. Well, it started quite a few years ago. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, fibromyalgia, and ultimately multiple sclerosis, which is a pretty scary diagnosis to receive. But since then, I've healed myself. I've recovered fully. I'm now living quite a different life. I can look at all of these things as ways that led me to ultimately an awakening, a spiritual awakening. It was a journey of the soul, as I would say. So I wouldn't take back any of what happened. It all had significant purpose in my life. And now I'm able to take what I learned through my own healing and apply it to helping others, which I found is my purpose here. But anyways, so yeah, the purpose of this channel is going to be a little bit different from what I've done on other forms of social media. So you may have seen me on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, as well as Pinterest. The name of my clinic is Ascalon Naturopathic, Ascalon being named after a famous sword that was carried by a St. George. And so this is named after my son, George, my 11-year-old, who at 3 years old was diagnosed with autism, and he's since recovered. So I've named the clinic in honor of him and everything that he's taught me. He's an incredible person. Hopefully he'll be on the channel every now and then. We'll see. He certainly wants his own YouTube channel, but for different reasons. So if he gets over here, that'll be great. But yeah, so Ascalon, you may have seen me in other forms of social media, and you still will, but the purpose of this channel is a little bit different. I've been in practice for several years now. I opened up my business in 2016, but more recently, in the past year, as I have experienced even more of my own spiritual awakening, I've noticed a significant pattern in the clients I have who come to me. It's been really incredible to see that everybody is either on their own path in their spiritual awakening, or they're just opening up into it. And so in many ways, I'm somewhat of an activator, or I'm just helping facilitate the process for them. Because during your awakening, or also known as the ascension process, a lot of physical changes occur in the body through the organs and the glands, the tissues, a lot of purging, a lot of detoxifying. So it's not exactly the most comfortable experience. We see a lot of symptoms manifest, as well as many emotional changes. You'll see a lot of emotions that are coming up to the surface to be addressed and purged out and cleansed, ultimately to lighten the body so it can ascend into the higher dimensions and the new earth as we know it. So I'm seeing this common pattern in the people I work with, and I very much want to continue to attract those frequencies in. And I know that I am, because that's pretty much all I'm seeing at this point, are people who are really awakening to how they can self-heal the body and move into this new paradigm, this heart-centered place that a lot of us are going to be, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm already there to some extent, and I can say that it really is a wonderful experience to be in these higher dimensions. And the purpose of this channel is just to share some of the things that do occur during this process. And I have quite a few things that my higher self has me wanting to pull through in video form. I'll be touching on the vibrations of foods and how they, how we want to access different vibrations for various situations during ascension. Sometimes we need something lighter, sometimes we need something heavier. The different vibrations that are carried in plant-based foods versus animal-based foods. That's very important during ascension to understand what that's doing to our physical body and our lighter energies, as well as getting into detoxification and aiding the lymphatic system and the organs and the glands and how they correlate with the chakras. So I've talked about this a little bit in some of my Facebook lives with an astrologer friend of mine, Johnny. You may have seen those, but I'd like to go more in depth into the chakras and what we can experience there. And another huge purpose of what I'm going to be doing here on YouTube is to assist those in the autism community, both individuals with autism and their parents, their moms and dads, their grandparents, close family members, caregivers and therapists, anybody associated with this group. I'm going to be providing some insight that I've been downloading pertaining to the spiritual aspect of autism and what's going on here on the planet currently because of it. And also light language, so a little different from everything I've done so far, but I've been working with light language for a while now. It first came through in the dream state for me several years ago. It's been a great benefit for me. And now I use it very openly in the physical 3D plane. It's a form of channeled energy. And so if you're not really sure what light language is and you want to learn more, there are many, many videos of it already here on YouTube. There are videos for activating it within yourself. Yes, as we continue to ascend, we can access this form of channeling, and it's quite beautiful. There are people who get into the details of it and the purpose behind it, the various dialects. There's actually a gentleman I want to mention very briefly here. I had to write down his name. It's Joseph Bradley. So Joseph Bradley is a man who gets into what the different forms of light language are for, because if you do listen to it or use it, you'll find that it sounds quite different depending on the intention behind it. But like I said, I'll be posting it here on the channel and for various groups, specifically for autism. We're going to get into some for those who are pre-verbal, vaccine injured. I've been told I need to do some light language healing for that. Some for the parents, the moms and dads, and those of you who are stepping into your role as healers as well. There'll be some light language videos for those of you. And just to talk about it a little bit and what it is, some more light language channeled energy comes through as spoken language. It's also sung, and it can be used in the form of hand movements. So you may have actually seen me using some of that in my video with Dr. Morse. I wasn't even aware that I was doing it because it does happen that way. It tends to come through in a sense to work with the energies around me to protect me or to pull certain things in. And that's what was happening during that video. So you may see some strange hand movements from me. It can also be written, but I don't do a whole lot of that. I mostly channel it through words or I sing it. And it's not going to be a direct word-for-word translation like you would think most languages. Light language is spoken from the heart. It's from the soul directly to another soul. So it completely bypasses the ego and the mind. And that's one of the best things about it that I love is that it just bypasses that ego. And it's very beautiful. What it's going to do in some cases is create an emotional release. So it's not unusual to see things occur in that sense, maybe crying, sadness, happiness, various things will happen. But if this occurs with you during a healing video, then I encourage you to just allow it come up to the surface and process it out so it can move out. That's all it's doing is the energy is working to clear these blockages for you. So that's a little bit about it. I may go into it more when I do some of my videos. The timing really has to be right and the location when I film these. And it's also a little hard to capture on video, but I'm going to do my best. Some of the pitches can get very high, so we'll see what happens. But otherwise, they'll be on here as well as some of my other videos. I even plan to do some pertaining to animals and pets. So stay tuned. If you have any requests that you would like for me to talk about, please feel free to put those in the comments for me. I'll get to it. You know, a lot of stuff I'm guided to speak about, and it comes through from time to time. I have a good list of things, but if there's something pertaining to ascension and the physical body and the emotional bodies and anything you're experiencing, feel free to ask about that, as well as if you want to see more live chats as we get more people following the channel. I can hopefully do more talks like that so we can interact with each other. But ultimately, I'm here to help people work with the body and the mind during this process. There's a lot, but it is a beautiful journey. I can speak personally in that I obviously had my own health situations going on, but to get to the point where I am now, I basically experienced my first very deep dark night of the soul several years ago. It was 2014, 2015. It was a very dark period in my life. But from that, something truly incredible came out. I now have a number of wonderful gifts that I'm very grateful for. A thriving business, my health, my children's health. I appreciate all of it greatly. And I find so much joy in the work that I do. And ultimately, the spiritual awakening, what it's designed is to anchor in our soul, our conscious soul, into the physical body so that we may work in a more divine way to assist others during this process on Earth. So if you have anything you want to add into the comments, feel free. You can also message me here through YouTube. But I do want to add that I don't know, actually, I don't know if you can message me through YouTube, but what I meant to say is that my website is available in the About section on my channel. So if you contact me through my website, that goes directly to my email. I'm also fairly good about responding to messages on Facebook. However, I'm not good about it on Instagram because I'm not on Instagram a whole lot. I kind of just jump on to post things as I'm guided. But if you need to reach me through the website or the Facebook, I should be able to get back to you. Just keep in mind that I get a lot of emails every day. I try to keep up with them. At this point, it's just me running this practice, so it's quite a lot for me to handle. But I try to get to everybody as I can. And yeah, so that's it. That's so far what I just want to put out. Hopefully I can get this live saved in my feed so you can go back and watch it. And I will see you guys soon. All right, thanks. Bye.